We're at blossomgoodchild.com, and we are going to go in search of more information about a particular topic. Let's say, for example, that topic is phases, as in the 5 phases that the Federation has spoken about. We're going to click on this link here, Federation of Light. We're going to scroll down to where it says Past Year's Messages and Topics of Interest. Click on that baby, and you'll see previous year's messages, by the way, from 2020 all the way back to 2007. We continue to scroll down, and you'll find Channeling Topics of Interest. By the way, little side note, this was put together by a gentleman by the name of Xavier, and wow, he did a scholarly job of putting this together for everyone. So you can see here that there's from 1 to 31 pages of indexed information. So can you imagine just how long it took? Anyway, as we proceed, I think you might want to come back and send him a little thank you, because this will go directly to him. Okay? All right. So you can look at it right here. You can scroll through it up and down. There's this little window on her site. Or you can download it to your own computer. Click on that button right there. You can also click on this, but it'll do something different. It'll open it up into a different web page, and you can then download it to your computer. You have to click on this button in order to download. Okay, well, now we've gotten to the topics of interest. I want to find out more information about the phases. So I'm going to press a Command F or Control F, type in phases. Lo and behold, there it is. And you'll see, I'm going to scroll it up to the top of the page. You'll see that it has different dates on there. 4/5/20. That was the very first time they mentioned the phases. And the most recent time in the year 2021 was in December. Okay? This hasn't been updated for 2022 yet. The next step then would be, all right, let's go to this very first time, because I'm curious to know, what did they say about the phases on April 5th in 2020? Well, I'm going to go back to here. I swapped tabs, and I'm actually going to scroll right there for 2020. Now you'll notice when this opens up, it opens up as a PDF. You can download this as well, or you can just type a Command F or Control F and type in phases. This one tells me that I'm at entry number 1 of 22. So in the year of 2020, there were 22 references to phases, because we're looking at a PDF that has every single channeling for the year. That's a lot of pages. Well, the first time they mention it is right there, and I'm not going to read it, but you have the idea for what needs to be done in order for you to find information. So, if you were to use previous year's messages in conjunction with channeling topics of interest, you can find the information you're looking for, and you can read it. Or, if you wanted, you could take that date and go to Blossom's YouTube channel and listen to what they had to say, listen to the conversation. But we'll leave that up to you. And while I have you and you're listening, I've seen a number of people over the years say, we've been waiting for you to post something, etc. And I don't know about you, but I think it's nice to be able to go back to something that was previously said. And occasionally YouTube will recommend something at random. I'll use that as kind of a little nudge to go and listen to something that I normally wouldn't have. And sure enough, there's some nugget in there that'll come up. And then there's just one last thing. Have you noticed that these channelings really aren't so much about information? Have you noticed that the Federation speaks more about what is already within us? The envelopes being one of those things. You can go look for it in the topics of interest. And have you noticed that they have consistently encouraged us, essentially provided soothing messages And for some people, that just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Some people come here to get information. Why this? Why that? Why not this? Why not that? And from my perspective, I'm finding that, like they emphasized in the February 27 message, that they are here to help us be more of who we are as humans here on Earth. So, and yes, they will talk to us about things, but on a general terms. And they do that for a very good reason. And that one reason is that our work is something that they're constantly reminding of, is for us to do what we can to bring ourselves to that level of understanding within ourselves, that as long as we're moving along this path here with uncertainty, etc., as long as we're moving along and keeping ourselves and our own vibration high, mainly by doing the mantra as a reminder, then we're already helping. But then when those envelopes open, there'll be so much more we can offer in whatever ways that were arranged with us. And by the way, I can see in my mind's eye, there's some people like, yeah, Joe, yeah, I really, really agree with that. And others are like, oh, forget that. I came here for answers. All right. Thanks for listening.